Hello, everyone. Our is a platform where we are starting to talk more about how they can help us to move ahead. So, as you know, that I have already done a session previously about how to design well from goals, right? So, from that aspect, I have brought this another ecology check. I brought this whole chunk here to talk in a detail so that you can understand and have a more clarity about how to do this kind of ecology check. Right? When we say ecology, let's dive into our topic today. When we say ecology, what is ecology? So ecology, it is a surrounding, that we are linked with. So this kind of surrounding helps us to move ahead. And हामीलाई जान्नु जरुरी छ कि इकोलोजीमा के पर्छ त केले हामीलाई रोक्छ अथवा पुश गर्छ यो जान्नु एकदमै आवश्यक छ. So to those who have not seen the video of how to design well formed goals, I request you all to go to the YouTube channel of Coach Me and have a look of how to design a well formed goal or outcome. Okay? Now coming back to ecology check, let's go ahead with slides. All right. So areas of our life. What are these? So we need to be aware. What are these areas of life that I'm going to talk about today? So म भन्ने बित्तिकै मसँग के आउँछ? My family, my immediate family, my friends, my society that I live in, So what is my health status at the moment? कस्तो छु? How financially good I am, or what is my financial status? Do I have business or any career that I am opting, or am I a student? So all these kind of things, come under these areas of life. And as I say areas of life, you can Google it and find more about life. So wheel of life भनेर पनि यसलाई बुझिन्छ हैन. अनि these areas of life does have a effect on us. So it's very important to know what are these areas. अब मान्छेहरूले चाहिँ अब हुन्छ नि since I have done this NLP training through coaching academy, NLP coaching academy, so हाम्रो चाहिँ main concern चाहिँ NLP बाट हामीले के सिक्यौं त्यही हामीले भन्ने हो हैन. So NLP बाट सिकेको एरियाजहरु डिफरेन्ट हो. गुगलमा if you search there wheel of life भनेर 8 वटा aspects छ हैन. So 4 वटा छ. So people define it in a different way. So it's up to you. तपाईले पनि Google गरेर हेर्न सक्नुहुन्छ. And these areas like you can chunk them down. You can make a good package of 4 areas of your life that you want to concentrate on, like family, work, finance, and then your social well-being. You can categorize. So how do you want to categorize? It's up to you. So you can even have small detailed subdivision of your areas of your life, so that you can look into it. You can have a depth analysis of these areas. So how are these affecting us? So अर्को चाहिँ यो areas of life मा चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ even it matters how you are contributing to the society, or what is your status in the society, how spiritual you are, what is about your personal growth. So these all comes under areas of your life. So now when we talk about these areas, each and every areas are so interlinked, and we can say it is directly proportional. So when I say directly proportional, so yota decision you take, one decision taken in your life will have effect on each aspects of your life that I've just mentioned, or there could be more. So हाम्रो चाहिँ we need to balance. So what decisions I'm taking, what steps I'm taking, are they affecting some other aspects of my life? So I need to be aware of all these things. So as I said, it is directly proportional. We need to be really, really taking care of the decisions that we make. So we need to be more clear. So future pace गरौँ. Suppose तपाईहरुको आफ्नो आफ्नो एउटा केही हुन्छ नि उद्देश्य छ, you want to be someone, you want to take decisions. अब it could be anything. So just take your time and think of your future. कति के देख्नुहुन्छ आफूलाई, what are you doing at that moment, हैन? So where do you see yourself? So once you have that visual set, you future pace yourself and see yourself how your future looks like. अनि as a your state बाट, right now from this moment your present state बाट, if you see yourself in your future, so त्यो दूरीसम्म when you walk, you can see what changes you have made, what steps you have taken, how you have reached to that future. So त्यो clarity ल्याउनलाई what you need to do is you need to start asking questions. So how do you ask questions, right? We say ask. अब यो important किन हो भन्दाखेरि the more you ask this kind of questions, the more you are clear about where you are heading. So questions त्यस्तो हुनुपर्छ जसले चाहिँ it will tell you के so what is the consequence of the step that you are going to take, right? So let's say you want to you are planning to go abroad, right? So if you are planning to go abroad, of course the steps that you need to take are there, right? So but your decision, तपाईको एउटा डिसिजनले चाहिँ के consequences ल्याउँछ त to the output, to the main agenda of your life, के changes आउँछ, कहाँ changes हुन्छ, you need to be aware. So ecology check ma chahi this are asking questions is very important. Also you need to know what is there I could lose, or what is there that I could gain. So all these questions matters. And if there is something that you are striving for, okay, you want to achieve, now at the same time if you see that you have to let go something very special to you, are you ready for that? So this is very important question. So are you in the mode of taking decision, are you ready to sacrifice something very important to you? So if you are not, how you can make these changes, how you can make it possible? Questions will help you understand. It will give you clarity about how you can achieve your goals in a better way, right? अब तपाईले यो क्वेशन्सहरुको आन्सर्सहरु लिँदाखेरि as मैले भनिहाले, now you are focusing towards your future. As you see, you are getting all the answers. Now all the answers compiled together will give you a clarity. So when you have clarity, you have to be aware as you are focusing who is getting affected, what are the things that are getting changed in your life. So suppose you are starting a new business, right? You are so most probably you have a job at the moment. Now you want to start a new business and you have a job. So what are the changes that will make from changing from a job holder, being a job holder, to being a business holder? Key changes huncha ta. Of course there are so many changes, right? So you need to be aware about who is going to be affected within your family members, within the areas of your life that are important to you. So with focus, when you start focusing on this kind of thing, what is next that is happening is you get a clear picture. A clear picture bhanera chahi मैले कति धेरै चोटी अहिले नै भनिसके हैन. So every question you ask gives you a clarity. That is for sure. Now as you get clarity, you need to write them down. And when I say write them down, every question that comes to your mind, every minute things that comes to your mind, you need to notice them. You need to notice what are the changes that are coming. You need to acknowledge them and write them down. Because if it is coming in your mind, if it is bugging you, if it is coming again and again into your mind, that means it is important. So you write them down because you will have time to read them out and make plans ahead. Because of course, you cannot do everything in a day. The change cannot be just like this in a day. So you need to plan ahead. So after planning, then comes execution, right? So as you plan ahead, you have now written down some notes for yourself. What are the changes that you want to make? So with this, what you need to do is you need to question again. अब मैले त अब हुन्छ नि 5-6 वटा क्वेशन्सहरु राखिसके for myself. Now what next? Again, you need to question those questions. Like you need to find out, is it balancing your life? Are you going on the right path? Is it like, is your health supporting it? So many aspects. Again, those aspects that we talked about your life, your family, are they getting affected? So, so is this idea, is this plan of change, is this goal empowering you or pulling you back? right? So you need to also be aware of all those things that is coming your way as you make changes. So it shouldn't be something that it limits you. It should empower you, right? So is my change, is my plan that going ahead is empowering me? So these are very important questions that you ask yourself, because again, this is second round of questions, right? So with the second round of questions, you will get more clarity, right? Okay, Samacha, you had a vision, right? So you asked questions and then you noted that down, and again you dived into those questions again. How, kasari, ke गर्ने भनेर. So you started narrowing that down. As you narrow them down, you will see more clarity. Now you will also see what are the resources that you have, who's going to support you, and you will also see that the resources that you have, maybe the family members, how are they going to support you? Now when I talk about family members, suppose if you are starting a new business, right? So you want to share them, so you need to even be aware, how are you going to tell them, and how are you going to share this news? How are you going to communicate this information? What are you feeling? How would they react? So all these aspects are important. Every action has equal and opposite reaction. So if you take them by surprise, what would be their reaction? Are you anticipate? If they give you the same reaction that you are anticipating, it's fine. What if they give you something very unusual reaction? How would you take that? So you need to be equally aware of the anticipated things as well as things that you have not anticipated. So it's very important, and as you question yourself more and more, you get the clarity. Now अहिले मैले भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ it becomes so random, हैन? So if you focus on your the change that you want, or the goal that you have, if you focus on that and think of these questions, right, and you align my questions, align your questions that you have, it will help you to have this clarity. And what is more important is if you ask this kind of questions, our mind is ready, always ready. So मसँग एउटा example छ. So I was going to Pokhara, and I had a ticket that says that bus leaves at 7, right? So I woke up at 7. So what happens? I'm going to miss my bus, right? So but still, my mind is so active that not only my mind, everyone's mind is so active that they are preparing to make things happen their way. So I called the bus driver, I even called my friends to give me a lift till some point where the bus would wait for me. So these kind of things happened as I moved out of my house. So within that frame of time, I started having a backup, So anytime, so our mind is functioning even when we are not thinking that it's not thinking, and I have what to do, what not to do. This kind of question, if we are unsure, if you give your mind some time, it will amaze you with all the ideas, because you have all those resources within you. So next thing that is very important is you need to look into what you have come up with, the answers to your questions. So are they coming together? Are they like complementing one another? So that is very important. If your ideas are not complementing one another, there is some problem. So you need to be thinking of what is not matching here. So your evaluation with your questions, you can find more answers. So what is not working, Vanilla, right? So with this, what happens is any changes that you want to make is possible if they are aligned together. Now, again, before you wrote it down, again, you need to write them down. Now you need to make a clarity, you need to make a clear version of what are the next steps, the first step that you take. Because the more questions you ask, the first thing is you become more rational, you become more clear. And when we run this ecology check, running this ecology check is asking yourself questions again and again and again. So the more questions you ask, the more in depth you go to, and you get amazing answers. you get amazing ways to reach towards your goal or make the change happen. Okay, so as you become rational pani, what happens is it makes you effective, when you're working towards it. So your planning is foolproof. When your planning is foolproof, तपाईको execution के हुन्छ, it will go flawless, मज्जाले flow हुन्छ, because you have planned, thinking each and every aspects that is going to matter, right? So तपाईको aspects हरूलाई ध्यानमा राखेर you have to plan. And when you plan, this ecological questions, this ecology check is important. And ecology check मा चाहिँ आउने भनेको questions हो. So what are you thinking of? What areas are going to get affected? So this is very important. अनि हामीहरूले चाहिँ के गर्छौं भन्दाखेरि when we decide, we just make plan and we go ahead. Now त्यस्तोमा के हुन सक्छ भन्दाखेरि क्ल्यारिटी छैन नि त. अब क्ल्यारिटी नभएसम्म मलाई थाहा थिएन. अब I was thinking of bringing a dog in my house. मैले गएँ, किने, लिएर आएँ. Did I ask my parents? And my mom, she completely opposes having a dog. So त्यहाँ के भयो? त्यहाँ clash भयो. I did not do the ecology check, right? So when I don't do the ecology check, के हुन्छ? Family मा misunderstanding, and when you don't inform, what happens? Like there's a bit of नरमाइलो वातावरण सिर्जना हुन्छ. So to avoid those and नरमाइलो वातावरण सिर्जना हुँदाखेरि आफूलाई effect, because again I am responsible for so I should have asked my family members with, right? So I need to make clear that I want to have a dog. What is your perception on it? What is your take on this? And someone would say okay, someone would say no, and then we have a plan, we discuss, and then we come up with a solution. So we need to make sure that all our aspects of our life are considered. So anything you do, any decision you take will have its effect on these aspects. Now, भनौं न तपाईको यो एरियाजहरुमा if you are financially doing well, what happens? Your other aspects of your life, your recreational बढ्दै जान्छ, you have more family gatherings, you have friends around, you are going for a lot of trips, right? If your finances goes up, your life changes accordingly. Now, if your health is going down, what happens? Now, you are not being able to attend your school or your office. You are not being able to do well with your friends and families. Family members are taking care of you. They are also compromising with their time. So yes, तपाईको जुन एस्पेक्टले पनि अर्को एस्पेक्टलाई हुन्छ नि hamper गरिरा हुन्छ or support गरिरा हुन्छ. So we need to be completely aware of how we can manage them and balance them, because clarity will help us manage them. अनि अर्को चाहिँ as we go ahead, so हाम्रो चाहिँ whatever choices that we make, अब we wanted some change, right? So your change अथवा goal, the change that you are looking for or the goal that you are striving for, after asking so many questions to yourself, are you happy with it? So if you are happy with it, you will go straight ahead, right? You will go towards the goal that you have. Now, if you are confused, you will ask yourself some more questions, right? And then you get an answer, you get a clarity. What you will do, you will change your course, like you will take another right turn, left turn. You will have plan changed then and there. And sometimes what could happen is you are not sure. So when you are not sure, you take a pause. You take a pause, you think through, and then it's okay to say, I will change my course. I don't think so. So this is what I am looking for. I think I need to add something else, or I need to, start new thing. So if I was, we were talking about starting a new business. So if I was supposed to start a new business and I ran the ecological check and I was stuck somewhere, one of the aspects of my life. So what will I do is I will see, am I compromising with so many aspects of my life to achieve this? Is it worthy? Is it worthy enough to compromise with so many aspects of my life? So once I do that, once I run through the ecology check, once I ask so many questions to myself, and then I can say that I can take a pause and think through, and then say that, okay, this is not my cup of tea. I will do something else. And at that time, as I said earlier, that our mind is working, I will also have a, a well-formed goal ready for me then and there. Why? Because I have asked so many questions to myself. In due course of time of asking questions, I will lead to my choice of goal, my choice of change, that will be supported by the ecology, by the surrounding. So this helps. Question yourself, guys, because the more question you ask yourself, you will get a clarity. So with all these questions, in NLP, what we studied is another Cartesian coordinates, it's called. So the question that you see on the screen are very important. Now, why? Because once you have run down the ecology check, you have done all those questions. These questions are also these are ultimate amazing questions that will, help you, support you, and give you much more clarity of what you are striving for. So let's go ahead with the first question. So it is called Cartesian coordinates because coordinates for sites. So if we have these first two, the slide you see at the moment with two questions. So this is first coordinate and the second coordinate. Now you need to go stepwise. Okay, you can't just rush into. You have to go stepwise, and the first question you need to ask yourself is, what will happen if I get this goal? Now, as we were talking about starting a new business, being an entrepreneur, so what will happen if I start a new business, right? So you can narrow down and be specific to what you are looking for, the change, and make sure you write it down clearly, and you acknowledge each changes, each happenings that you feel would happen. The more you write, with respect to all the areas that we just talked about, it will do wonders to you. It will help you a lot, and it will give you clarity. Now, coming back to our question, what will happen if I start a new business? So I will have a new job to do. So maybe I will have a new timetable, and I will have new team members to work with. So some sort of like that. So now I have new social circle, right? So coming back to those areas that we just talked about, so I will have a new social circle. What about my family? My family will have more time with me because I'm doing my own business. I have more spare time, maybe. So again, in contrast to this question, what won't happen if I do not start my own business? What will not happen? So what will not happen? So this is my specific question for this session, but you can ask yourself your own personal goal or the changes that you want in your life. Okay, so again, coming back to what won't happen if I start a new business. So I'm working, so I will not get salary anymore, right? So no more earning. So my bank balance will, the monthly salary is not there, so I will have to find a new way of having them full with money. So next thing is maybe they won't be phone recharged by the office. A lot of offices does that, so does mine. So there will be no recharging of phone. So this is what won't happen. So depending on what areas you are focusing, I request you to focus on each area and write the answers for yourself. Okay, so let's move on with the next two questions, which are the third and fourth quadrants. So first we will have to write down the answers for what will happen if I don't achieve this goal. So replace this goal with the change you want or the goal you have set for yourself, right? Be specific so that you get a clarity. So what will happen if I don't start a new business? What will happen? Now, I have to carry on with my 9-to-5 job, right? So my family time is again fixed. So maybe I could plan for increment. I could apply for increment, or I could apply for promotion. So those things can happen if I don't achieve the goal that I have of starting a new business, right? So each area, go into depth and start answering to these questions. Take a simple one, start with that, and then you can find the difference, how it will give you clarity and change your perspective. And it will also help you be self-aware, because clarity is also being self-aware about yourself, as well as, now as we are doing the ecology check, about your surrounding as well. Okay, so the final question here is, what will not happen if I don't achieve this goal? Now, what will not happen if I don't achieve, if I don't start my new business? Now, I don't have to resign. So something like that. And what else? So, these kind of questions will give you a depth analysis of what you have deep in your heart, in your mind, that you have never asked before. So what happens is, sometimes if you ask these kind of questions, the first thing that happens is, you know you you start thinking. So thinking is the first step, and as you keep on thinking, it will lead you somewhere. And with this beautiful thinking, and in-depth analysis of these questions will give you clarity. And I assure you, this clarity will indeed help you. And if you have any questions regarding how, did it work, it did not work, where you missed out, you can send us messages. You can send emails to Coach Me, and we are ready to respond to your curiosities. We are here to grow together and inspire you all. So let's do this. Okay, so you can write to us whenever you want. You try this first, and you can write to us and let us know, did it work? And if it did not work, where you were missing things out, I can help you out. Okay, you can just write it to me. And now my slide is finito. Thank you, guys. This is what I had to say for today. And ecology check is very important, as it will let you know how it is going to affect you as a whole something. Okay, now if you have any questions, I'm here. You can ask me questions. Yes, so we have a question here. Okay, Prashantji, you have a question. Namaste, first of all. Yes, good evening. How to avoid procrastination? Something about procrastination. Okay, so first question for you is, why do you procrastinate? Why do you think you are procrastinating, huh? All right, so if you are not clear, about your goal, if you are not passionate about your goal, procrastination, yes, this happens to everyone. So with clarity, so you can start asking questions to yourself. Why am I procrastinating? Is this not important to me? What are the things that you are procrastinating with? So if you do it today, will it make a difference? So again, as I said, ask questions to yourself, because asking questions will lead you to thinking. You'll think a lot, and as you think more, you will get answers. And so even I want to know, think through. And please, Prashantji, let us know, why do you procrastinate? What are the things that you especially procrastinate with? Okay, so it will help you. It will help us also to know, understand you better. Aida. Any more questions? Do we have any more questions? All right. Okay, we have no questions at the moment. Okay, guys. So Coach Me is here for you guys. We have YouTube channel where we post our live sessions as well. You can have a look offline as well later on, whenever you want, and you can give us feedback. You can let us know. You can ask questions if you have any. And please follow us on YouTube. We have Instagram and Facebook as well. We would love to have your questions. More questions are welcome. Thank you for today. Bye bye. I'll come later with new session soon. Bye.